mad, everybody mad, you feel? Mad, everybody mad.
Salute now. Cormani McClain, who was the number one cornerback in the country coming out of high school. A lot of you guys know he chose Coach Prime. And it seems like throughout the process of the year, he had some different mishaps. And now it seems like from between being the number one cornerback in the country until now, which is a little over a year later, or just possibly approximately a year later, this young man is struggling to get the bigger name schools, as many schools reportedly back out away from Cormani McClain over the last few little mishaps that he had, etc. If you guys are new to the channel, everybody go down right now and hit that like button, because I think that this will be a great lesson for up and coming guys and guys that's currently playing that has great opportunities to do great things, but if they don't know, they use the time for bad versus good. And this is reported with Coach Prime that Cormani McClain wasn't watching film, amongst many other things. You guys heard all type of rumors. At the end of the day, I personally wish this young man well, but I'm gonna tell the story as it sits, as it lays on his face right now, from his high school coach words, etc. You guys again hit that like button if y'all haven't already. Let's get into Cormani McClain.
I'll be going to the University of Miami.
Now, you guys know originally he committed to the Miami Hurricanes, in which where he ended up breaking a lot of the Miami Hurricanes' hearts. Even some of those fan base to this day loving to see his fall, as he had a lot of these guys feeling like he was going to commit before originally he ended up moving on to Colorado. Now, you guys know originally Cormani McClain committed to the Miami Hurricanes back in October, but delayed his signing of the Hurricanes until December. Multiple Miami Hurricane coaches went to visit with McClain on Friday, but he wasn't there to greet them. He was on his way to Colorado for a secret official visit. By adding McClain, the Buffaloes jumped up 10 spots in the rankings, and you guys know he originally ended up committing to the Colorado Buffaloes, and him and his mother had a slight press conference with Coach Carl Reed of 247.
McClain just picked the University of Colorado. Why was it important for you to pick Colorado and Coach Prime?
In my position, I play DB, so Coach Prime, he's the best DB. I just want to be in the same shoes, same predicament, full jacket, everything. Get coached by the best DB and the best DB. Why not?
Mom, as a parent, this recruiting process was very intensive for you guys. What made you comfortable with all the options that you have for your son settle on the University of Colorado?
I feel like God does things for a reason. So when Colorado came in, they kept it 100 with us the whole time. I didn't have to second guess it. I felt like it was more real. Not saying no other people are real. I'm just saying the feeling that you have when you know it's the right feeling. But yeah, we're ready.
Guys, I'm gonna ask this to both of you. There's always going to be a lot of rumors and a lot of haters that say this was about NIL money. This is why this decision was made. How would the both of you address that? Mom, I'll start with you.
Well, first of all, if it was about the money, we could have signed anywhere else, So the feeling, like I said, that I had when I was around these people, and they treated us like family, I just felt like we belong here. So that has nothing to do with it.
Cormani?
I really don't got an impact on that. I just let people talk. Internet go talk, say things, what they got to say. Yeah, just moving solid, nothing.
Now, before even getting to Colorado, you guys know his mother addressed him. There was some speculation that he wouldn't even come back to Lakeland for his senior season. He would go elsewhere, or however it lined up. His mother ended up addressing before he later ended up coming back to Lakeland. She said, "It's deeper than jumping on the ship. Why not finish the year with the people you started with from the beginning? After long thoughts, sit-downs, prayers, and talks, Money Man will finish his last year at Lakeland. All aboard." So you guys see, he ended up finishing his last season. But either way, before he was able to get to Colorado, he was dealing with different adversity, and his mother ended up addressing that, because many of the Colorado Buff fans was wondering when was Cormani coming, or when would he arrive, etc. His mother addressed it, and I'm going to give it to you guys right here.
Hey, son. I just wanted to get on here and say that I am super duper proud of you. Only God knows what it took for you to get to this moment. And you fought hard, you strived, you overcame, you kept pushing, you didn't give up. And even when men tried to take your blessing away from you, what God has for you is only for you, and no man can take it away. So I come here to say that we are going to Colorado. See you Buffs, we're coming. And you have a one-of-a-kind Strong, talented, smart young man. Keep doing you, son. Keep pushing, keep striving, and you're going to the top. And I love you.
Now, after getting to Colorado, many people was anxious to see what great things will Cormani McClain do, being the #1 cornerback in the country, coming learning learning under one of the greatest cornerbacks to ever live in Coach Prime. Many people speculated that he would be on the other side of Travis Hunter, and there would be some great things happening in Boulder. For whatever it's worth, that didn't quite turn out that way, as Cormani McClain ended up being a guy that was pretty much put on the shelf, put on the bench, only playing in spurts here and there. You guys know he got his big opportunity against Oregon, and many people thought that he played pretty well, or they thought that he did, or he showed some signs of being that guy that many people wish he would be coming under Coach Prime. But Coach Prime shocked the world with some things about Cormani McClain that many people didn't know, unless you was behind the scenes working in Colorado. You maybe knew about this, but we didn't know. We was just looking for this player to be great, and at the end of the day, Coach Prime shocked the world as he had some things to say about Cormani McClain and his work ethic after the Oregon game about him not playing.
Last week that Cormani seeing the field was up to Cormani. I wonder if you could elaborate on what you want to see him do. Did he help his case?
Study, prepare.
Late against
Study,
Oregon?
prepare, be on time for meetings. Show up to the darn meetings. Understand what we're doing as a scheme. Want to play this game. Desire to play this game. Desire to be the best in this game. At practice, in the film room, and on your own free time. You do know that I check film time for each player upon the week. Thursday, I need film times from the whole staff so I can see who's been preparing. And that's just not about Cormani. That's about a multitude of them. So if I don't see that you would be a fool to put somebody out there and they're unprepared. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't do it. I'm old school. I'm sorry.
Did Oregon help in that regard because he got out there late? Did what you saw?
What a score. Shoot. I started to put you out there at one point.
Now, Coach Prime, as many of you guys know, he have a standard. The standard is the standard, and Cormani McClain never quite reached the mountaintop as pertaining what we expected him to be coming out of high school, being the #1 guy, etc. Coach Prime stood on what he believed in, and Cormani McClain didn't quite like it in those regards, I'm guessing, because he ended up getting the transfer portal. So for whatever it's worth, they didn't align as a player or coach, and this started to dig up a lot of dirt as it pertained to Cormani McClain's past. His high school coach said he wished that Cormani McClain would have stayed with Coach Prime, or he liked him going to Coach Prime, because he knew that Coach Prime wouldn't kiss his behind. As again, Cormani McClain, coach from Lakeland, Keith Bearfield, made a pretty convincing case when he heard that he was going to go to Auburn, or Auburn had, they really liked the idea of Cormani McClain joining them. That's when Cormani McClain, his high school head coach, Keith, stepped in and said he didn't think he was an Auburn man material, as he said that he don't think, or he wouldn't necessarily say that he was surprised. There was a lot of work that I had to do getting him to start doing the right thing. He's a kid that grew up and always got away with things because of how good of an athlete he was. Some things we did were the first step to take a step towards it and kind of warning him about it. Florida kids are going to stress your limit. There's always going to fall to the floor of your standards. Whatever the floor is, they're going to fall to it. That's why I liked it Deion for Cormani, because I knew Deion wouldn't kiss his butt. Now, again, Cormani McClain jumped in the transfer portal. That's what his high school coach had to say. Clearly, it was some behavior issues in high school for Cormani McClain far before he got to Coach Prime, which leads us to now. You guys are seeing Cormani McClain drop different videos, or he dropped a different video that was talking about the clicks, or he wanted to play for a great established program, not so much so the clicks. I'm going to give you guys that clip right here to jump into it.
Certain people. Yeah, I feel like I just don't want to play for clicks. I actually want to be involved with a great leading program that's going to develop. Like, I just don't want to play for clicks.
So you guys can see clearly he said he didn't want to play for clicks, which in return seems like that was a shot at Coach Prime. And he's finding out the hard way. They said Cormani McClain finding out the hard way after multiple schools reportedly not pursuing. Now, for whatever that's worth, I mean, even him being #1 talent coming out of high school, it's been a lot of things pertaining his past and starting to catch up with him. Cormani McClain wants to find his next football home, but is having difficulties with the process. The former Colorado Buffalo 5-star defender who recently entered the transfer portal isn't getting the buzz he expected. Several programs are reluctant to pursue Cormani McClain, according to 247 Sports reporter Matt. While the Lakeland, Florida native is one of the most talented players available, there is a lot of smoke surrounding him. It continued on by saying, after the report from Matt reached out to outside reporters from the Power 5 programs to inquire about McClain, one of them said they initially had interest until discovering a couple red flags that prompted a change in direction. Another said Cormani is actually hard to find and wouldn't comment beyond the initial statement. The third noted there was no reason to reach out after he left Coach Prime in Colorado. Now, that right there is pretty much everything in a nutshell as pertaining to Cormani McClain. I wish this young brother well, as I always state. I think that he has the talent to do some great things, but as his coach, from high school said, and Coach Prime said, and pretty much where smoke is fire. If your high school coach is saying one thing, and then you kind of jump around with your commits, and then go on to Coach Prime, and you're pretty much having the same problem, at some point we have to look in the mirror and have some self-accountability. And hopefully this young man, with the great support of his mother's a queen that really supports her son, hopefully this young man gets it on track and some things works out in his favor. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. If you guys like content like this, please hit that like button. Get down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much.